dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner. Tupelo enters today at 8-5-1, 2-0 in division play, and the 4A Cavaliers of Caledonia 5-8, and they have lost 2 out of their last 3 matches. We'll get set here for the playing of the national anthem, but again, Wes, Tupelo coming off a very dominant win against Clinton, and it was a Clinton team who couldn't really get anything together. You want to see Tupelo get pushed and get challenged a little bit more tonight. That's what any coach would like to see.
Yeah, I'm hoping Caledonia and Pontotoc give us a little more competition for sure.
Yes, sir. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner. Welcome back to our broadcast coverage on the Golden Wave Sports Network. In our broadcast booth tonight is brought to you by Barnes Crossing Hyundai. Discover your next new or used ride at Barnes Crossing Hyundai of North Gloucester in Tupelo. View their inventory online at bchyundaioftupelo.com. And also, it's time to get us our keys to the game from Wes Schrickle from McCarty Architects. For over 40 years, McCarty Architects has provided professional design and education, healthcare, and the senior living markets. McCarty Architects takes pride in developing projects with innovative solutions that provide lasting value and contribute to the success of their clients. Visit them online at mccartyarchitects.com. And Wes, what would be a couple of keys to victory tonight for the Golden Wave, especially here in match 1?
Well, we talked about last match how Kinsley Carter did a really good job kind of dominating up front, and she's in sweatpants. We're not really sure why, maybe a little injury or something like that. You never know. But since she's not playing, you'll be looking for somebody else to step up, and we know there's plenty of players that can do that. Looking especially to Lauren Zimmerman is always really good, and Kennedy Simmons, and just these girls that play in the front row, if they can just continue that dominant play, I think that'd be really good to see. And just still wanting to see this team's new identity under first-year head coach.
And that front line, right, has been what has been the strength of this team through one match.
Yeah, that first home match, definitely a huge improvement from what we saw from last year, with nobody really standing out as a dominant hitter. We have a lot of good players. We have a lot of solid players, but really wanting to see somebody from a hitting perspective that the other team has to fear.
Starters for Caledonia under head coach Samantha Brooks will be Michaela Graham, Madison Woody, Mackenzie Rushing, Caitlin Seals, and Avion Taylor. So those were the starters for the gray-clad Cavaliers of Caledonia, entering, as I said, 5-8 out of the 4A ranks. Tupelo 7-3, or make that Tupelo 8-5-1 entering tonight's contest. The middle match of this tri-match set here for Tupelo, here in Tupelo, will be Pontotoc facing Caledonia, and then we'll have the nightcap, which will be Tupelo against Pontotoc, so be sure to stay tuned for that one. It's slated to start sometime around 7 o'clock. So Tupelo will get a game break between, as Caledonia will be the first team finished with business on this Monday. And a great way to cap off your Mondays. We're glad to have you here on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. We're getting set for first serve as you see the libero.
Libero sub in.
Yep. Checking in, that's Lily Shettles. And you've been impressed with what Lily's been able to do so far in that spot.
Yeah, it's a really important position, and it's a position that really anchors the defense. So you need somebody that's really good to be able to do that. And especially last year having such a great libero, it's really good to see her with some really kind of highlight level passes last game.
Mamie Shettles with the first serve, brought to you by Super Chicks, and we're underway here at Tupelo High School. Zimmerman cross-court hit, stayed alive by Caledonia. And they'll get it out of range of Shettles, and the kill goes for Caledonia. They're up 1-0 to start set number 1.
And that libero position is so important. As you see, they actually sub in before the game. You have a limited amount of substitutions you can do in volleyball, but the libero doesn't count towards that. So she can constantly come in, work that back row, and always have a really good passer back there.
Serve that time from Sumrall. Bump it forward, nobody there to put the set forward. Avion Taylor was the closest for the Cavaliers, and Tupelo gets a point back, 1-1, as we're just underway to start this tri-match at Tupelo High School. Gracie Hopkins with the serve and an ace. All aces this year, brought to you by McCarty Architects. Something you can get used to saying, right, throughout the year, Gracie Hopkins and an ace.
Yeah, Gracie does a great job. Just a really great all-around player, not really a deficit in her game.
Jump serve, played that time by Rushing. Big hit coming from Taylor.
Very great dig again by that libero.
There's Simmons at the net. Tupelo gets the point. They had a double block set up there, but it snuck over, and Tupelo leads 3-1.
Definitely seeing a lot better offensive coordination out of Caledonia here. I think this is a team that if Tupelo's not careful, could really get to them.
Cabria Garth is in that front line for Tupelo, along with Simmons and Zimmerman. Another big swing that time by Taylor, but dug out by Hopkins.
Yeah,
Zimmerman. It's played by Caledonia. They have to get it over this time. Flat-footed hit and a free opportunity. There's Simmons, tips it over the front line, but it's out.
Just looking here, Yvonne Taylor, 58 for Caledonia. You gotta watch out for her. She can lay down a pretty good hit. So far, Tupelo's done a good job passing.
They're sliding over, but nobody able to stop the kill of Simmons. 4-2 Tupelo. Simmons seems dialed in early as Garth checks out. In comes Trinity Judon.
Still seeing really solid play out of the front line so far, getting good hits down, putting the ball where nobody else is.
Libero for Caledonia, Addison Finch. Play it forward that time to Sumrall. Now softly toward the middle was Taylor. Zimmerman. And Caledonia sets there, and the swing goes into the net from Woody. Madison Woody. And it's 5-2 Tupelo, and we'll see the libero Shettles set to serve it. We have football coming up at the end of this week. Jamboree at Horn Lake on Friday. Be sure to get out there to see a look at the 2024 Golden Wave. A week before things really get going against Whitehaven. Not this Friday, but next Friday, the home opener. That's deep on the swing and hit. Again, Woody missing deep that time.
This is great communication there from the Tupelo side. You might be able to hear it through your computer or TV, but you heard everybody on the team say out there when the ball got hit towards them.
6-2. Caledonia has not been all that off their game, but unable to collect any points out of these long rallies. 7-2.
Both of those last two plays, I mean, the first one was a little more obvious. This last one, Gracie Hopkins, you see there, just letting the ball go. Just the body awareness, just kind of memorizing in your mind and with your body what the inbounds and out of bounds is and being able to tell. Quick
there, hit it over on the second hit. Judon got a piece, but kicks off and is unplayable for Tupelo. 7-3, that time catching the Lady Wave off guard and just hitting it over on the second hit.
Yeah, sometimes when you're in the front row, the ball comes by you and it's hard to trust your back row players, but sometimes you just got to let it go, as weird as that sounds, so you don't disrupt your defense.
So far, Tupelo flowing well offensively, and another point coming for the Lady Wave, that time off the hit of Simmons. A break coming from Amy Shettles as Sarah Foster Brown checks in, and as does Lauren Zimmerman. Sophie Mulrooney in for the Golden Wave, and she will serve it with the Lady Wave up 8-3. Again, glad to have you here for Monday Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle, and there's a service error for Mulrooney.
It's tough when you've been sitting on the bench there for a minute and you get subbed in, and as soon as you get subbed in, you got to serve, and it's like even though you just warmed up, you're not quite ready yet.
Caledonia trying to get back in this thing, and there's a swing too deep from Simmons. Not the best set that time, and she was up about 4 feet from the net there whenever she took that swing.
Yeah, definitely not the best set or timing, but sometimes you just try to get it over.
There's Hopkins, deep hit, won't go. And some players, that's a real challenge to get those in, but for Gracie, she's been able to get points consistently from that back line on hits just like that.
Yeah, I mean, so far in the two, really one in a little bit of a home match that hasn't been utilized as much in the front row.
Big swing and kill there, a highlight-worthy play there from Simmons. They just set that right at the net. Take a look at that one again on our instant replay as Simmons took that perfect set and hammered it down to the ground.
Yeah, and with Kinsley Carter not playing, Simmons is really, like we said in the pregame, she's stepping up, and she's showing that she can be the dominant player.
Dylan Miller in with the serve there for Tupelo, and another hit a bit deep. That was Unruh. And it's 10-6 Lady Wave. They're the first to double digits today. Another big block right at the net by Judon, and the point for Tupelo.
Been impressed so far with Caledonia's setter. I think she's doing a really good job of coordinating, not always getting the kind of hit they need, but definitely a pretty well-coordinated offense.
Catherine Long is in that front line at the moment for the Lady Wave. Big hit played by Mulrooney. Kind of awkward hit that time just to get it back across and keep it in play. Miller sets it toward the net. It's tapped straight down from Woody to get the kill. Set it a little bit too far there, Wes.
Yeah, and Mulrooney probably could have got up under that and tried to fish it out of that net there. I think she was anticipating it being a little higher on the net and getting it rocked down from the front row on the other side.
Swing there, blocked at the net. Double block, Seals alongside Unruh. Put that kill attempt to rest.
Definitely seeing better competition tonight. Some really good swings so far for Caledonia, some good hits, and then right there to get blocked.
4 hits for the Lady Wave, and a point goes to Caledonia, who have cut their way back into this thing, 11-9. A 3-point run ended there on a service error from Woody. 12-9 Tupelo. Libero checks out, and in is Cabria Garth. Got Judon back at the service stripe. Big swing cross court. Mulrooney can't get to it. 12-10. Yeah,
Caledonia, 24 subbing out. Number 4 there up in the front row, and then 58 subbing in here. They're no slouches. I mean, they're going to hit the ball. When they hit the ball, you got to be ready.
Avion Taylor, 6'2" on that front line. Going to be a challenge in this match for the Lady Wave. Catherine Long with the kill. Big hit there cross court.
You say Avion Taylor's 6'2"?
She is listed on the roster. Yeah,
I've only got 2 inches on her. I mean, that's some serious height in women's volleyball right there.
You see the replay there, that big hit from Catherine Long, the sophomore. One of 3 sophomores on this team for Coach Booth. Again, her second home match. That ball hits the net, goes back to the Caledonia side. Point goes to Tupelo, 14-10. Caledonia's been able to get within 2, get within 3, but can't go on that big run.
They're doing a lot of good things, but they're struggling on some of the easy things, which doesn't quite make sense.
Mamie Shettles shoots it across. Mamie saw it go outside the antenna, made the call herself really there, pointed and said out.
Yeah,
it's really
the official thinks the same thing.
Really makes for a couple of unsettling moments, right, waiting on that call. 15-10, Tupelo back in control, but a service error, that one wide right from Shettles. Down that same sideline.
My vision is not the greatest. That looked good to me, but, the line judge is right there.
Two officials and a couple of volunteers on that back line. There's a big swing, a tip at the net. Point goes to Tupelo. That's something that hadn't happened a lot so far in this one. Caledonia's been at the net and knocked down those attempts. That time they couldn't control it.
Yeah, well, in that deflection, great swing there by Catherine Long. She's a sophomore. It's good seeing her with some playing time, and it was a great swing. And if you can deflect it off the block, then it's really hard for that other team to be able to return that.
Tupelo losing the serve there, 16-12. Caledonia out of the 4A ranks, as we said. Tupelo having trouble that time getting it across, but able to get it. Free opportunity, big hit on a short set, and a point comes down after a soft putback by Taylor. That time Tupelo was there to block the initial hit, but Taylor with a great wherewithal to get it back across.
Yeah, it's really tough when things happen that fast to tell if she was blocked or did she just return her own the net blocker and she just returned her own shot there. It's hard to tell.
Simmons from the tape. Flat-footed hit. That's well out.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that is kind of nonsensical. With all the good things that Caledonia is doing, they'll do things like that where they've got a pretty easy return and they just kind of hit it out of bounds.
Just get too fancy with it?
Maybe a little too fancy, or I'm not sure. Sometimes you just got to bump it over.
Patience, right? That one tips the net. Mamie Shettle sets it forward. Simmons not in the best position, but with a good hit at it. That would have been the fourth had they tried to play it. So Tupelo gets another. They're at 18. Caledonia at 13 here in set number one. Best of three is what we're playing to today because we've got more volleyball on tap. Here's Shettles, Lily Shettles. Hits it right at Rushing. Plays it forward. That's Taylor with the swing. Tupelo there yet again. There again, and it's off the inside of the net. That was Woody, and that's a couple of times that Woody has hit it straight into the net, not getting it over that tape.
Well, that was a rare call from the official there, lift. So the way she tried, whether she'd have got it or not, she definitely lifted the ball.
Judon on the second hit, popped it across. Tupelo trying to get something across. That one punched forward. And yet again, it sets it up for Zimmerman with the kill.
Caledonia with just some returns there that looked like they kind of defied physics. You're not really sure how the ball gets over, but you always got to be ready for it on defense.
It was on a tee, as you could see in the replay there, to Laura and Zimmerman. With her experience, right, just punching it across. We have a timeout called this time by Caledonia and Coach Samantha Brooks. Timeouts this season brought to you by Raising Cane's on North Gloucester and Tupelo. Again, our broadcast coverage is brought to you by Dr. Carl Bevering. Been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
I don't think you could overestimate how important this first set is here in this match. To make sure you get the win in the first one, you get that 1-0 lead. Definitely gives you a lot of confidence going forward.
Especially when you're only playing to best of three, right? 2 out of 3 will win it.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to have to win 2 in a row.
Can back Caledonia into a corner from the very beginning.
And Caledonia has lost a little bit of that momentum when they had almost struck even with Tupelo. Now they're definitely playing from behind and trying to catch back up.
4 hits that time. It seems as well as they was able to get in their offensive sets and get some swings off, they're not getting those right now. They're just getting it over the net at this point.
Just survival mode. It's hard to win that way.
Shettles again with the serve. Tupelo 4 points away from a win in set number 1. There's a set. Simmons swings. Great dig going to the floor for Rushing.
Great pass. So you would love for them to make something a little more out of that.
Short set, and it tipped off the fingertips. No, it did not.
No,
it will be Caledonia ball. Big swing there for Zimmerman. 21-14, a football score here in set 1. Tupelo's been on a great run. There's a kill from Judon. They were playing a little deep in the middle, and Judon just put it down onto the floor. They're just playing very deep there, Wes, in the middle, almost her heels to that back line.
Yeah, definitely in a posture of, like I said, survival mode, where you're just kind of not waiting for it to end, but you're just definitely not on the attack, and it just seems like Caledonia is just trying to hang in there.
22-14, Simmons again with the swing, and that one never cleared the net.
It's hard to describe unless you've played volleyball, but just what a player's trying to do there on the outside. You're moving sideways, jumping, and trying to line up the coordination. You're just doing so many things at one time and having to get all the timing right. It's really hard to do.
Another kill for Kennedy Simmons.
She's definitely been she's got to have the most kills, but she's definitely been the offensive star of the game so far.
23-15 as she'll take a rest. Dylan Miller out there. Cap long as well. Mulrooney, as there's the serve from Dylan Miller. Played up by Graham. There's a swing. That's deep. Point goes to Tupelo. Micah Unruh, a touch deep on that kill attempt. 24-15. Here's the set point for Tupelo with Miller serving. Dylan Miller with 31 service points this year, but that's a service error.
Yeah, really the only points that Caledonia's been able to score here recently have been on Tupelo errors.
That's just the 6th service error of the year for Dylan Miller. 24-16, big swing by Sarah Foster Brown, and that will win it in set 1. Tipped it off the front line, and Tupelo wins set 1 25-16. Was a battle to about 13 points, and then after that it was the Lady Wave who took advantage, and Caledonia now will be scrambling, trying to force a third set if they can win this second one. So with that, we'll take a commercial break. Again, this is Lady Wave Volleyball on the Golden Wave Sports Network, presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater Tupelo area for the past 22 years, specializing in brain and spine surgery, dedicated in providing advanced and comprehensive care for neurological and spine disorders, the care you need right around the corner.
The Barnes Crossing Automotive Group is a proud sponsor of Tupelo High School Athletics, and we are committed to giving back to the community. The Barnes Crossing Auto Group will always give you the best price at any of our 7 Northeast Mississippi locations. You'll be sure to score with over 2,000 new or pre-owned vehicles in stock. That's over $50 million worth of inventory, and credit is never a deal breaker. We'll buy your car even if you don't buy one from us. Where nobody walks away. Because everybody saves. It's Tupelo.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on being the best at one thing and getting it right every time. Which is why every chicken finger meal we serve is marinated, hand-battered, cooked to order, and made just for you. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Skip the line and order with our app or online.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my 3rd child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Tupelo takes set one, 25-16, as we welcome you back. Set two about to commence. Dylan Hutton alongside Wes Schrickle. Our broadcast coverage on the Golden Wave Sports Network presented by Dr. Carl Bevering. Glad to have them on as a title sponsor this year. Glad to have Andrew Bison producing tonight's broadcast. We've got this match and then another one coming up at 7 o'clock against Pontotoc. Wes, another great performance by the Lady Wave. We saw in the second set against Clinton on Friday a little bit of a slower start to the second set. I'm sure Coach Booth would love to see them just keep that momentum going against Caledonia and finish things here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Tupelo responds. They won that match. They had it was close about halfway through it. It'll be interesting to see if they're feeling confident. You know, do they let Caledonia hang around, or do they go ahead and end this in two?
So we're set to get things started in set number two, as we're glad to have you along for the ride. Tupelo trying to get their 9th win of the season. 2 wins today. They could get into double digits, get to 10-5-1. Right now entering 8-5-1. There's a swing and a point for the Lady Wave. That's Lily Shettles, 1-0. Lady Wave picking up right where they left off. And Gracie Hopkins, her turn in the rotation to serve. Big swing, just couldn't get it lined up. That was Bess Sumrall. That was a nice looking swing, Wes, just deep.
Maybe a little bit too much on it. You know, sometimes as a hitter, you know, the best feeling is when you just kill the ball, but it's not always the best thing to do.
Another one that's a free opportunity for the Lady Wave. Short set.
Good just to take a little bit off of it and make sure you have the accuracy you need.
Simmons softly over the net. Third hit coming. Bad set, but Zimmerman able to adjust.
Yeah, she made a really good decision there.
That one down the line out of bounds. Point Tupelo.
Yeah, Zimmerman did a good job there of knowing she didn't have a hit and just changing the positioning of her body and just passing it over.
Point there, an ace brought to you by McCarty Architects. That one from Gracie Hopkins.
Gracie Hopkins with a little bit of luck there. You get a lot of aces if you could just barely touch that net every time.
25 aces on the year, as another swing blocked at the net. That time Sumrall unable to get it across. And Gracie leads the team in that category. Her and fellow senior captain, Mamie Shettles has 24. That was entering today's match. 5-0. Tupelo has stormed out, and another denial at the net. This time 22, Cabria Garth.
Yeah, that was a great, really great block there. Really strong.
Just matching the length up front so far have been the Lady Wave. Second hit surprise that time, and Tupelo plays it well.
You got to learn as a defense to kind of have that intuition that if the ball's coming a little bit closer to the net, that those setters just love to get a little block in there.
Somehow.
Get a little tip in there.
This rally continues.
They think they can trick you.
And Tupelo ends up with the point after it's all said and done. 7-0. Lady Wave have stormed out in this set.
Yeah, you might need to call timeout here pretty quick if you're Caledonia, or this whole match is going to get away from you.
Coach Brooks, after the deep serve, that will be the first point. So Gracie Hopkins' time at the service stripe ends, but pretty good run there.
That was a great run.
6-0 run there with Gracie Hopkins serving. And it's now 7-1 Lady Wave. Serve coming here from Sumrall, flat-footed serve. He'll go cross set. Simmons puts it to the floor.
That right there is got to be one of the cleanest offensive sets we've seen all year. I mean, that is how you draw it up and imagine it.
Amazing swing that time from Simmons.
An excellent pass, excellent set, perfectly timed swing.
Set there, over to Taylor softly. And this time it'll be Judon just getting it back across. Hopkins saves it for a moment. Tupelo couldn't do anything with it, 8-2.
Yeah, sometimes there's just not much you can do. You know, just the way the ball bounces.
Serve coming from Seals, and it's a service error. 9-2 Lady Wave as they try to earn their 9th victory in 2024. Shettles sits. Sarah Foster Brown in. And here comes Reese Barbles. The sophomores, we said there's a trio of sophomores, Barbles, Long, and Miller, and they all get substantial playing time.
Yeah, there's a lot of different faces this year. That was one of the things I definitely noticed is Tupelo doesn't seem to be so reliant on just certain people. Definitely moving players in and out a lot more. So
4 hits there for Caledonia. Tupelo up 10-2.
Another great hit there from Tupelo front line.
They led 10-6 in set 1, even more dominant here in set 2, 10-2. Simmons again, the leader in kills entering today. And they're going to the floor, but couldn't keep it under control, 10-3.
Yeah, she is definitely, Kennedy Simmons definitely in this match has shown that if you need a kill and you really need it, you know, you need a go-to player, she's that person that you have the most confidence and trust in.
She has 62 kills. Zimmerman second on the team with 49, and Kinsley Carter and Gracie Hopkins both have 36. That's incredible when you think about the difference in where those players are when you think about Carter and Simmons, right? Or not Simmons, but Hopkins.
Yeah.
As Kat Long gets set to check in.
Well, you know, Gracie has definitely been in the back row a lot more so far this season, not given as many opportunities, which, you know, with her skill set and height, that makes sense. So definitely going to see some of that kill rate drop off. But she helps the team in a lot of other ways. Not really seeing the front row like she did last year.
11-3. Tupelo out in front. Dylan Miller plays it up. Set there by Barble. Swing from Sarah Foster Brown. And after the block, Tupelo will try to punch it across, and that's Shettles. Clean set, but a mistimed jump from Parham. 12-3. There's not many players that you see have more fun on the floor than Sarah Foster Brown after she gets a point, after really anything. Very
well. That's one of the things I think the volleyball community does a really good job of.
Vocal, right?
Is being vocal and really supporting one another, and that's, you know, someone who's a senior and someone who's been around a while, and that's contagious, you know, having fun out there, enjoying a game that's going to help your team and your momentum.
Kat Long there trying to get it across easily there, but a little too close to the net. She angled it straight in to the middle of the net. 12-4, Caledonia with the serve. Long there from the tape. Pushed forward toward the back line, played by Zempos. Kat Long had that one dialed up, but there to measure her up was Unruh. It's almost like Kat was flying through the sky loading up on it. It gave time for that block to get set up.
Yeah. A little late on the hit, too. Gave time for that block and also just kind of hit right into it. And sometimes you do that.
Judon toward the back line. Sets it up Graham. Big swing, but a block.
Great block.
They'll just punch it across. Shettles sets Sarah Foster Brown over, and we've got an under the net. That's Unruh stepping across.
Notice there, 25 Shettles, the libero setting with a bump pass. She's not allowed to set with her hands. She cannot put her hands over her head. That's part of the rules for the libero there. But still, you know, still made it look just as good as a set would.
Worked out well, 13-5. Yeah, hitting out of order a little bit there, right? When you have to do it.
Yeah, when she's got to, and that's important for her to know the rules too, because she can get called from that official. If she were to hit, she can't hit at all from the back row. She can only pass.
It's another kill for Sarah Foster Brown. She had 27 entering. She's had at least 4, maybe 5 here in this match.
Yeah, she's doing a good job in that outside position, whether it's backside or mid. She's been mainly backside.
Another denial at the net. And
we've been watching her
you were saying with Carter out, got to step it up. Somebody does, and so far it's been a host of Lady Wave players that have done that, whether it's Kat Long, Sarah Foster Brown, Cabria Garth has done that as well.
Yeah, I mean, these are players, you know, they're newer faces, but they're getting the job done.
Nice dig. And Tupelo keeps it alive and gets the point. Zeppos did all she could, but set it too close, bumped it forward toward the net, and nobody could get to it.
Not usually a big fan of sending the ball over before your third hit. You know, usually I'd rather see you set up your offense, but also saw, I think, the offense saw that there was nobody back there and made it a really difficult return for Caledonia.
Barbles, flat-footed hit from Miller. Nice set that time from Caledonia, but the swing didn't have a lot on it. And here's Sarah Foster Brown. She'll put something on it for the point.
Yeah, Sarah Foster Brown really quietly being maybe putting her name in there for a player of this set here. She has had lately, she's been the star on the offense.
Is it almost like baseball when you're hitting really well, you want to just keep going to the plate?
Yeah, you got the hot hand.
Judon, here's Long. Another big hit for the Golden Wave.
Yeah, and Long didn't have much to work with there, but she still did a great job of hitting it over with authority.
And that was pretty deep for that swing.
Yeah, still did a great job with it.
Judon to serve it yet again.
Tupelo. A lot of potential you see there in Catherine Long as a sophomore.
Tupelo has really turned it up. Barbles can't make enough contact with that ball, and it's 18-6 in set two. Tupelo won set one 25-16. Again, we've got more volleyball coming up later tonight, 7 o'clock against Pontotoc. There's the serve from Finch. Big swing, Sarah Foster. Miller to Barbles. Now Long again dialing one up with the kill.
And you got to love what you're seeing out of Catherine Long in this match. It's cool to see some players stepping up. You know, just that's the thing we've been saying about this team, though, is that they have a lot of great players. You know, there's a lot of these girls who can get kills when you need it.
And you were talking about stepping up, and that has been what they've done today. Missing one from their front line, a usual starter in Kinsley Carter. 19-6. There's Zimmerman.
And they've done. I mean, it hasn't mattered. They've done a good job of rallying together.
It's going to be the fourth hit if they had tried it. 20-6. Tupelo has just dominated. Really, ever since they ran away with it. What was it, 13-10 at one point in set one? It's been all Tupelo since then.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx them, but, I mean, so far they have not had the lull like they had last match.
They've outscored them 33 to, I guess, 12 since that moment.
That's faster math than I can do, Dylan.
Well, might not be accurate, but I tried. 21-6 here. I can give you that kind of math, right, when it's already up on the board. That time Garth trying to get it across, just couldn't do it. It set up on the net and fell back down on her side, 21-7.
He's kind of got that feeling in the last match that, you know, against Clinton, that coming in set two, we really felt like, you know, we're playing an inferior opponent, felt good about it, but just kind of let our guard down. And, you know, they're not playing like that tonight. So that's a really good progression and maturity that you want to see.
Yet again, there was Taylor with the block. She's played well in her time. But Tupelo has dominated this set and is trying to get a match victory.
Well, you got someone who's 6'2" back there. You're definitely going to.
That ball is going everywhere, and it'll eventually end up in the hands of the up judge.
Almost
up ref.
got a little home cooking there,
yeah,
from the backboard.
That ball was here, there, and everywhere. 21-8. Tupelo looking for 4 more points. Tipped off the block, and Tupelo with the points after the kill from Long.
Got the Pontotoc girls in here now, coming in, watching this game, playing Caledonia next, but, you know, definitely seeing that Tupelo's a team to beat in this tri-match.
22-8. That is right. Caledonia and Pontotoc will play next. And then Tupelo will battle Pontotoc after that one. The first miss hit of the day on a kill attempt from Simmons.
Yeah, and Kennedy Simmons just, they're patting her chest saying that's on me. She got what happens sometimes. You just kind of get a dead hand, like you really keep your hand wide and strong when you're hitting, and sometimes it just kind of gets floppy on you, and the ball just goes nowhere.
Simmons again with the swing, but this time Caledonia plays it well, and we'll have a fourth hit. Tupelo leading 23-9. Again, our broadcast coverage has been presented by Dr. Carl Bevering, also Barnes Crossing Hyundai, McCarty Architects, Raising Cane's, Super Chicks, Barnes Crossing Volkswagen, and Hodges Orthodontics. Zimmerman blocked, but Tupelo will keep it alive for the moment. Hopkins hits it deep. About 2 feet too long that time, and it's 23-10. Tupelo 2 points away from winning this match. Again, just best 2 out of 3 today with the 3 matches to be played. Or 2 left to be played. Shettles. Second hit attempt, and Zimmerman just punches it back inside the line. What a skillful play for Lauren Zimmerman. Those cross-court hits for her, those awkward kind of hits too, she excels.
Well, and she's hitting a lot more from the backside, just more of a clearly defined position, and she's really excelling at that.
Is that mainly because she is a lefty? As Simmons hits it, and the kill will end it. Tupelo wins 25-10 in set 2 to take this match 2-0. Again, best 2 out of 3, and the Lady Wave get their 9th victory of the year. They're 9-5-1. The Cavaliers fall to 5-9, and they won't have much time to worry about that loss, as they're going to have to turn around and play a Pontotoc team that is 7-3-1 coming up here in about 20 minutes from now. But great win there for the Lady Wave. And Wes, going back to that, was it because she is left-handed that she hits so much backside?
I guess you could kind of make an analogy of like when you bat, batting, there are people who can bat left-handed and right-handed, and there's people who can hit left side to right side, but that right side is just more natural for you when you are a lefty, and it's obviously she's really comfortable hitting that way. So it's just cool to see her like really have a defined. She's been front row and been playing in the front row, but now she has a really defined kind of role on that front row.
Tupelo with the victory here, 2-0 over Caledonia, 25-16, 25-10. It makes for a pretty quick night's work, right, for the Lady Wave to start this tri-match. Again, they'll have Pontotoc coming up around 7 o'clock tonight, so we'll be back for broadcast of that one. Caledonia and Pontotoc will play in between. We'll go off air for those, but we will be back for the Lady Wave as they'll take on the Pontotoc Warriors in just a bit. But Wes, so far through 2 matches, you have to be very impressed with what Coach Booth has brought. The energy and the mixture of new energy with the coach plus the experience that this team already had on the roster. Seems like it's all just gelling and going the right way right now.
Yeah, everything's looking really good so far. You just hope that you just keep progressing and everybody keeps being involved, and you're growing who you know and relying on who you know with your upperclassmen, but also getting some of these underclassmen involved too. It's really great to see.
And we're talking a lot about tonight's matches, but tomorrow, Wes, a huge one. Germantown, a team that is known for their volleyball prowess and a team that we just could not get the best of last year, but had some great matches against. They're always a tough bargain. We've got them tomorrow at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one, and that's even more the reason why you want to play well today, because you want to have all that confidence and that momentum. You got to believe in yourself, and to handle 2 teams tonight would be a great way going into tomorrow to feel really good going against a really great opponent.
And this is a stretch of home matches, 6 in a row for the Lady Wave. Then we won't see them back at home again until Volley Fest, September 14th. So once next week ends, Tupelo will not be at home for quite some time. It just made for an interesting schedule this year. The way the games were grouped up, it's almost like a baseball team, like a minor league team going out of town for weeks at a time.
Yeah.
The way that this volleyball schedule was built. And
in a short season, it feels like, you kind of get started there. I guess we are mid-August now, but, done pretty much by the beginning of October.
And only 9 home matches that we'll be able to broadcast. I think the only matches we won't be able to broadcast are the Volley Fest ones on the 14th. Other than that, the rest of the division matches and all that we'll have here for you. But, yeah, it's just a weird schedule the way it was built. You start off, 4 matches on the road, then you come home for, 6 in a row. So been a very interesting way to start the year, but so far they have started it well at 9-5-1 and earning a sweep here in the first match of this tri-match as Coach Booth gets to 9-5-1 on the year in her first season as the head coach of the Lady Wave. Again, our broadcast sponsors have been Barnes Crossing Kia, McCarty Architects, Raising Cane's, Super Chicks, and our set sponsors are Barnes Crossing Volkswagen and Hodges Orthodontics. Our title sponsor for this season is Dr. Carl Bevering. Glad to have him on board. Dylan Hutton and Wes Schrickle. We'll see you in about an hour and about 20 minutes. We'll post on at Tupelo Athletics on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram to keep you up to date when that next match will start against Pontotoc. But till then, we'll see you. Andrew Bison, thanks to him for producing tonight's broadcast. And again, all of our sponsors. We'll see you in about an hour and 20 for more volleyball here on the Golden Wave Sports Network. Dr. Carl Bevering has been practicing in the greater